Hello students, welcome to accountancy class. Now we are in second chapter, theory base of accounting. Second part, that is in that same chapter, second section is there, that is goods and services tax, that is GST. This is as per NCERT textbook we are following. Okay, let's start. What is GST? Goods and services tax. So goods and services tax is a comprehensive indirect tax. Actually, tax we can classify it into two, that is direct tax and indirect tax. These are two types of tax here. It's directly individuals we are paying to the government income tax authority, that is called a direct tax. Example, income tax. Income tax is the direct tax. Only one example, that is income tax is the direct tax. The remaining taxes are indirect tax. So earlier introducing before introduction of this GST or goods and services tax, so many taxes are there. Now it is a comprehensive together it is forming into one tax, common tax, that is called GST. Okay, so this is the indirect tax. Why it is called indirect tax? This is not directly paid by the individual. Okay, that means purchasers giving purchaser, the person who is purchasing goods, that person or purchaser paying tax to the seller. Then tax, the seller is responsible to pay this tax to the government, deposit this money to the government treasury. So this is a indirect form basis it is going, so not directly paid. That's why it is called indirect tax. So GST is a comprehensive indirect tax charged each time the supply is made, that is each time the goods are sold and services are entered. Means when the services are services are entering or goods are sold, that time the this tax is levied. In except certain cases, certain cases tax is exempted. This GST is exempted. That example, educational cases, then any taxes, that is example for avoiding, that is salary and wages cases. These are the levied, not levying this GST. Then educational services, health service cases, water services, then it's in the such cases this GST is not charging. Okay, so except goods and certain goods and services cases, GST is not charging. Then remaining cases, each time goods are sold, that time tax is levied. It is charged by a registered taxpayer. Another point, it is who is levying this tax? Registered taxpayer at the prescribed rates until the goods and services reach their final destination. They are consumed. Okay, that means charged by the registered taxpayer. Which rates? Prescribed tax. Government is prescribing tax for each commodities. So that should be paid by the registered taxpayer. When it is he should pay. Then when these items are consumed by the consumer, that means purchased time, that is destination, reach the services are reach their destination, final destination. That means when the items are purchased or consumed, that time charging this tax, isn't it? So destination last only it is charging this tax. So meaning that they will not be supplied or sold further. The stating this differentially, GST is not charged by unregistered taxpayer. By the registered taxpayer, once the goods or services reach their final destination, will not be sold further. That means it is not sold, then also tax is not charging. Okay, from unregistered taxpayer also this is GST is not charging. Same time, registered taxpayer case, once the goods and services reach their final destination, that will not be sold further. In such case also it is not charging. Now next one, that is taxes. Taxes, direct tax and indirect tax. Here this is a taxes, direct tax, not actually heading is taxes. Taxes are two types, indirect taxes and direct taxes. Then indirect tax, before introducing this GST, services tax, excise duty, CST, customs duty, then VAT, entry tax, octroi, luxury tax, like this different taxes are levied by state government as well as central government. From central government side, service tax, excise duty, CST, customs duty, these are levied by central government. And state government case, VAT, that is a value added tax, entry tax, octroi, these are the luxury tax, these are different types of tax levied by state government before introducing this GST. Now these are all central, state government, all these are not now present it is using only GST. So these items are replaced by, these taxes are replaced by another name, that is a GST. So this is called a comprehensive indirect tax. Okay. What is the example of this? Only one, I told only one direct tax. What is that direct tax? Income tax. What we have, a salary, then income from house property, then these are the different taxes. Means each person, each individual cases, assessing every year what is his or her total income, on the basis the government is charging tax. That tax is called income tax. Okay, that is not by the business case. Actually business case, any profit is earning, that is including the owner's income tax basis. Understood? This is another business cases, it is using GST. That is different. Now this is GST itself classified, we can say like this, charging by different ways, that is intrastate movement GST and interstate movement GST is there. Intrastate means within the state. Suppose in the Gujarat itself, buying and selling of goods, then Gujarat is of the same state. So that type of dealing that we can movement is called intrastate. Intrastate cases, two types we can say, that is CGST and SGST is there. Okay, CGST means central goods and services tax, and SGST means state goods and services tax. Okay, so within the state itself, that is within the state we can say levied on intrastate, or any goods supplied or sale within the state, then charging two types of tax, two types of GST. One is CGST and SGST. CGST full form is Central Goods and Services Tax. C indicates central. Okay, Central Goods and Services Tax. S indicates State Goods and Service Tax. Okay, then this CGST cases, who is charging this tax? That is central government levying this CGST, that is GST levied by central government, and SGST levied by state government. Clear? SGST levied by state government. Okay. So example, one goods sold in the Gujarat itself. Okay. In such cases, the tax rate is 12%. 12% is the tax. In such a point of view, this tax is half you want to registered taxpayer pay half of the rate, that is 12%, half is 6%. 6% tax pay to the central government, means it will automatically go to the central government account, and half percentage, that is 12%, half percentage means 6% going to state government. That's the point. Okay, total tax dividing by central government and state government equally. That is CGST and SGST. Actually, this is when it is happening means equally it is shared by central government and state government. Any goods moved in within the state itself, then half will go to the actual GST is half will go to the central government and half will go to the state government. So, central government levying tax GST is called CGST. SGST means state government levying tax is called SGST. Okay, clear? Now, suppose next we are the GST case another is there, that is interstate movement is there. Interstate movement means here suppose one movement of goods from Gujarat to Rajasthan, another state. So, in such a case, one GST, that is IGST is there. IGST, that is this GST levied by the central and state government concurrently. Okay, that means IGST, that means integrated goods and services tax. So, that is IGST. Okay. Now, these categories of GST, so what I explained, same thing it is given. Categories of GST. GST is categorized into three. What are they? GST, Central Goods and Service Tax, State Goods and Service Tax, Integrated Goods and Integrated. I indicates Integrated Goods and Services Tax, IGST. Okay. So, these two, which one? CGST and SGST, that is levied on intrastate. Intrastate means within the state. Okay. Then IGST, when it is levying, IGST is levied on interstate. Interstate means between two states, outside the state. Sale is conducted. That time IGST. Clear? Now, intrastate and interstate supply or sale. Okay, that's the details we can discuss. When supply or sale is made within the state, Gujarat itself is termed as intrastate supply. For example, supply or sale is made from Jaipur, Rajasthan to Udaipur, Rajasthan. Jaipur and Udaipur, both are the place are in Rajasthan. Okay. So, for goods supply of goods from Jaipur, Jaipur is in Rajasthan, transferred to Udaipur, Udaipur also in Rajasthan. Both are this transaction in within the state. So, this is called intrastate supply or sale. Hence, since both the places are Rajasthan. Okay, that is called intrastate. Next, when supply or sale is made outside the state, then it is termed as interstate supply, interstate, between two states. Okay. For example, supply of a sale made from Jaipur, that is Jaipur is in Rajasthan, sold to where? Delhi. It is interstate supply. So, since supply is made from Rajasthan to another state, that is Delhi. Okay. Now, input GST and output GST. This is CGST, IGST, SGST cases. We are in the accounting process, we will use these two words, input and output. Input CGST, input SGST, input IGST, like output CGST, output SGST, output IGST. What is this input and output GST? Okay, ready? Let's start. Then, so GST. So GST, that means three categories are there: CGST, SGST, IGST. Is charged and collected by the seller of goods or services and paid by the purchaser of goods or services on the value of goods and services supplied. That is list price less trade discount. What indicates? Actually, who is collecting this GST? That is the question. Who is collecting GST? GST, that is whatever it is, CGST or SGST or IGST, whatever it is, this GST, goods and services tax, collected by the seller of goods. Goods or services. Sometimes service rendering also this tax is there. So sometimes goods selling time or service rendering time, who is charging this GST? Seller is charging this GST. And whose responsibility to pay this amount? Purchaser. We are purchasing goods time. Consumer. We should pay this amount. So who will pay this amount? This is the GST is paid by the purchaser of goods, or if you are service purchasing, then that who is purchasing that goods or services, that person's responsibility to pay GST. Then value of on the basis of what is the value of goods, so on the basis of a rate you want to charge. Then the value of goods, how we are considering original price less trade discount. Suppose a trade discount, that means when you are purchasing one bag, suppose you purchased one bag, its a cost is rupees 1000 rupees. Okay, then that seller is on the spot, it is okay, you can purchase this item for discount of 100 rupees. Okay, then that is discount is called a trade discount. Then you agreed for value of the goods is 900 rupees, isn't it? So actually it is a tag price is 1000, then seller agreed 100 rupees is the discount. That discount is called a trade discount. Then after deducting this trade discount, what is the original price? 900. That is called a value of goods. So value of goods means list price less trade discount for on the value of the goods. That purchaser of goods or services must pay this amount to whom? To the seller. Now GST paid by the purchaser of goods or services is input GST. When the customer or purchaser paid this GST, that is called then purchaser point of view. In business cases, wholesaler, retailer is there. Retailer purchasing goods from the wholesaler. Understood? Then retailer is the purchaser. In retailer books, that is input GST. Are you following? Yes. Okay. Wholesaler is the seller. Seller's book, what is that? Output GST. That's only. So GST paid by the purchaser, then purchaser point of view, then means the customers, sometimes the business people itself a purchaser. In the factory cases, raw material purchasing. Okay, that time also this the factory is the purchaser. Then they should give this amount. Their point of view, that is the input purchase, input GST. Then seller's point of view, that is output GST. If you are preparing the purchaser book, then what do you want to write? Input GST, purchasing time. Then if you collected any amount from your customer, then you want to write output GST. So GST paid by the purchase of goods and services is input GST, categorized into that means the input GST is input CGST, input SGST, input IGST. If a GST is collected by the seller of a goods or services, then it is called a output GST. Then also it categorizes output CGST, output SGST, output IGST, like this we can say. So whose point of view? That means whose book we are writing. If we are writing for this purchaser, then input. If we are writing the seller's point of view, then output GST. Okay, that's all. Now characteristics of goods and services. GST is a common law and procedure throughout the country under the single administration. It is a following. This common law is there, single administration is following. Then GST is a destination based tax, means finally where it is a final destination stage only levying this tax, levied at the single point at the time of consumption of the goods and services by the end consumer. Who is consuming that time? That end consumer, from that person only charging this tax. So GST is a comprehensive levy and collection of on both the goods and services at the same rate with the benefits of input tax credit or subtraction of value. Now minimum number of rates of does not exceed 2, that is minimum rate is 2. Then there is no scope for levying of any sex, means no other additional tax is there. Earlier period this is sex, resale tax, additional tax, turnover tax, like this are there. Now no scope for these items, only one tax is GST. Now there is no multiple levy of tax on the goods and services such as sales tax, no other taxes charging, or no additional any levying of any sex or resale tax, no multiple levying of tax, nothing is there, single one only, that is GST. Now next one is charging of a GST. How we are charging this GST? If the supply or sale is intrastate, so within the both GST and CGST are charged at the half prescribed rate of GST. That means intrastate, within the state. Intrastate cases, sale is within the state, both GST and SGST are there, that is charged at the half prescribed rate of GST. Example, supply or sale of goods in intrastate and prescribed rate is 12%, then GST is levying, CGST is levying 6%, SGST also levying 6%. If the supply is interstate, okay, supply is interstate means sale outside the state, interstate, two state, between the two state, then IGST is charging at the prescribed rate. Example, supply of goods is interstate, prescribed rate 12%, then IGST should be charged for 12%. Okay, integrated goods and service tax. Now example is there, understanding when the supplies of interstate. Here it is so many example, that is Amitabh, a dealer of stationery goods based in Delhi, Delhi, sells goods to Ajay of Delhi. It is an intrastate supply, isn't it? Both the dealers are in Amitabh and Ajay both are in Delhi. So okay, so intrastate supply, both the sell and buy are in Delhi. Thus both the GST, both the CGST and SGST will be charged on the supply. Amitabh, a dealer, okay, stationery goods based in Delhi, receives an order from Ajay of Delhi of interactive boards. These interactive boards are delivered to Rakesh of Kanpur. It is also intrastate supply because goods, that is interactive boards, are delivered to Rakesh to Kanpur, that is on behalf of Ajay, that is Ajay is in Delhi. There is a supply of a sale to Ajay of Delhi, therefore both CGST, SGST charged to on the supply, means both are in Delhi itself. Such cases CGST and SGST charging, and half percentage which they are sharing. Then continuing the above example, then since the Ajay has sold goods to Rakesh of Kanpur, it is interstate. So here on behalf of Ajay, then delivered goods to Kanpur only on behalf of Ajay. Who is the purchaser actually here? Ajay is in Delhi. But here third situation cases, Ajay sold goods to Rakesh. Okay, their cases interstate will come. Okay, so IGST will receive. So what are the advantages? Introduction of GST has resulted the abolition of multiple taxes in goods and services. First advantage is that one, introduction of GST has resulted abolition of multiple types of taxes. Earlier period so many types of taxes are there, now it is abolished, means removed. Now second one is GST widens the tax base and increase the revenue to central government and state, thereby reducing the administrative cost of the government also. So one single administration only, so cost also reduce the complaints cost and increase the volume of complaints. Then next one is GST has affected tax rates of tax to the maximum of 2 floors rates, not more than that one. So the different advantages are there. Okay, thank you, have a nice day.